catch up with y'all, catch up with the team. How are we doing? I'm clearly doing very well, if I do say so myself. And no, I'm not talking about becoming a New York Times bestselling author a month ago. I'm talking about this glacier on my hand, period. My man and I are now officially engaged. Very exciting. Thank you all so much for all the love and well wishes you all have been sending us. We're very overwhelmed. We're very thankful. We're very happy. That being said, I do want to talk about some of the videos I've been seeing about me and my engagement. All of them are so sweet and so kind, and I'm very thankful to all of you. But there is some discourse surrounding my engagement specifically that I would like to talk about. But first, I want to say this. I think it's incredible that so many women specifically are very excited about my engagement because of the fact that it confirmed that they don't have to shrink or mute themselves in order for a man to love and respect them. And I think that's great. However, I'd be remiss if I did not remind all of you that getting a ring was never the fucking goal for me, nor has it ever been the goal. And I feel like that thought is getting lost in translation. The goal has always been to have a true foundational relationship with my man. One that stands the test of time, you feel me? That's why it has never bothered me when any fucking man who hates me has said some shit like, oh, 7 years, no ring. Okay, well, it's been 7 years and you still haven't gotten HVAC certified, so I think you're worried about the wrong timeline, brother. I don't give a fuck about arbitrary timelines in regards to marriage because I take that shit seriously, okay? My man and I knew we were gonna marry each other very early on, but just because you can does not mean you should. Even some girls or fans would say things like, girl, when's he gonna put a ring on it? When I fucking want him to. That's when. That's probably the part that irritates me the most about that energy is everyone is acting as if he's just not doing it and I'm just sitting here and waiting. Bitch, everything you know about me up until this point, do I look like a bitch that would sit around and wait? Please. Our engagement was a mutual decision that we made together when we were ready. Boy, was that man ready. You feel me? But even past that, please hear me when I say this. It's really easy to be awesome when things are awesome. If you yourself are with someone right now, you need to go through hardship together to really find out if that person is the one you're supposed to be with. My man and I have been through many, many, many things together in 7 years, good and bad. And I'm even more sure now than I was in that first month of dating when I knew I was gonna marry that bitch. You feel me? Just another friendly reminder for all of you. When he paid for years with the nail appointments, when he paid for my lash appointment, he wrote me a notebook full of fucking prompts so I could deal with my emotions and he could talk me through things if he wasn't there. He did all that shit with no ring on this finger, bitch. Because that's my fucking man. You feel me? This isn't proof that he loves me. It's proof I loved myself enough to wait for the right one. And I want to end with this. When my man surprised me, obviously when he proposed to me, I turned around and he was on his knee and I was shocked to my core. And the first thing he said to me and throughout the entire speech he gave me was, I can't wait anymore. I need to marry you. You know what? I know that's fucking right, bitch. I know that's fucking right, bitch. Yeah, every man who hates me can eat my dick from the back, bitch. Munch on that hoe. Love you. Hey. I want to talk to you all about something funny, which is to be expected, isn't it? Now, obviously, the news of my engagement has broke. It somehow made its way into the ant farm of all the people who hate me on the internet. And boy, are they spinning a fucking yarn about me and my man, bitch. So sure, we could talk about it, sure. Yesterday, I made a video reassuring everyone that just because my man and I mutually both decided to wait to get engaged, and now that I am engaged, that does not change the fact that we waited on purpose, and that was a mutual decision we made together. I feel like that's very important that I emphasize because for some fucking reason, the goalposts keep moving, don't they? Because before, when we were just boyfriend and girlfriend, it was he didn't care about me enough or love me enough or he wasn't serious about me because he hadn't put a ring on it. And now that he has put a ring on it, all of a sudden it's like I was begging for the ring, I was waiting forever. It's a fucking shut up ring. Too many mediocre men and pick-me's worried about my ring and not their suffering, personally. Focus on you, bitch. What the fuck? But I digress. When the topic of me and my man's relationship timeline is being discussed, and people say, well, why did it take 7 years? You can ask me. Don't ask him. You can ask me. Ask me really quick. Go ahead. Ask me. Why didn't I get engaged until now? Because I didn't want to. Next question. Does that fucking help? Does that clear any of that up for you bitches? I know the thought of autonomous women deciding that they don't want to get married yet is a foreign fucking concept. The most violently mediocre bitch on this planet. But some of us had other things they wanted to achieve before they got married. In those 7 years I've been with my man, we haven't gotten engaged until now, but I'll tell you what we did do. We got our own house, we got our own car, we retired my parent, we retired my other family members, we built a fucking business, we adopted 2 dogs, I wrote a New York Times best-selling fucking book, bitch, and many other things. Should I keep going? This is literally why I say never take anything misogynistic people say seriously, bitch. Like, the same thing goes for pygmies chiming in on my fucking engagement. The only reason they're mad is because according to the patriarchy, they're doing everything right and they still aren't fucking married. And according to their same rhetoric, I'm doing everything wrong and get into that bitch. Is it a shut up ring if it makes me yap even more? Yeah, bitch. Fuck you. Marriage as a construct was founded on oppression, white supremacy, capitalism, misogyny. But my marriage is gonna be founded on nothing more than love, bitch. And the men who hate me cannot relate to that shit, can they? It's gonna make me giggle every time. Anyways, that's it. Love you. Bye.
First of all, I just want to say congratulations to Drew. And I wish her nothing but the best. She deserves the best, and she is entitled to have nothing but the best, you know. What I really want to add, which won't be long anyways, because I felt that those 2 videos needed to be about her and me satisfying and extending the message to those that never really got the memo. And I guess this is why this video is coming later than earlier, you know. Let's get to being a woman. Focus on yourself as a woman. There's no better investment returns than you loving and focusing on yourself, building this person. You spend the most time with yourself. And therefore, because you spend the most time with yourself, this being deserves time to be developed, to be nurtured, to be loved in a way that you want somebody else to love and care for you. You need to marry yourself. You need to be married to your mindset. You need to be married to the person that you aspire to be. Complete yourself and be content with the fullness and completion of yourself. Do not wait for anybody else to fulfill you. You need to go out there, find your own identity in a system that is white-centered, white oppressed, and it does not really care about the progress of people of color, Black people specifically. It does not care about women, does not care about anything that does not center maleness and their ego. So you need to make sure that when you do marry, is a man, he can take care of you, he can love you, he can build you, he can enhance you, he can make sure that you become a person who becomes sustainable to yourself. You can finance your life, I'm not saying that you can't get a rich man to take care of you. I'm saying that being content with yourself, you're not lacking, you're not out there searching for things. The more you pursue things, the more those things run away from you. Have you ever sit still? Every time I sit still, my cats come to me. Unlike when I go to them and chase them, they run away. They run away from me when I go and chase them. But when I sit still with myself and mind my own business, they will come by themselves and chill with me because they see that I'm not pursuing them. But when they're not looking, I just grab, woo! And then you do that, So love yourself. Love yourself to the soles of your feet, to the top of your head. Love yourself. You spend the most time with you.
This is for the girlies, so if you're a man, scroll. I do not like men. mean I'm a lesbian that I'm not attracted to them. I mean, I fundamentally don't like them as people. Their stupidity is weaponized. They'll remember details about their favorite sports team or how to use the gym equipment, but then if you say, hey, why did you forget our anniversary? Hey, why did you forget that I wear gold jewelry versus silver jewelry? It's a whole entire thing. So much bad behavior when it comes to dating men has been normalized. Just being rude to your partner or acting like it's normal that your husband should be your third child. I remember this woman, she was going on a cruise with her husband and she asked him several times, hey, do you have your passport? Check your passport. And he said, yeah, I checked my passport and stuff. And they get there and he had the wrong passport. And then all of the comments are saying, yeah, you should have checked the passport. You know how guys are. No, he is a grown adult. And she asked him, he should be able to be a normal human being. Bet you $1 million that he wouldn't have forgotten his passport if it was for his favorite sports team. And it's fine when guys say mean things offhandedly, saying, oh yeah, like I'll spend more time with you, just don't be clingy about it. Or I'm not really interested in dating for looks anymore. I really want to know what's on the inside, even when you're on a date with them. And then if a woman said these things, they'd get cut off as a friend. Or when you agree to be friends with a guy, and then all of a sudden, a year down the line, he has to say, oh, I have something I need to tell you. We said that we would be friends. And now you're ruining our friendship because your feelings are more important than my comfort. And now you're making me uncomfortable. Now we can't even be friends anymore because you couldn't control your feelings. Or it's the way so many guys, if they're female friend gave them the opportunity to sleep with them, they take it. You don't do that with people that you're friends with. No matter how drunk you are, no matter what's happening, if you're not into them, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to want to sleep with them. And then so many guys, they would take the opportunity to sleep with their female friend. And it's the way that a lot of guys don't even have friends who are women because they don't see women as people who they want to be friends with. A lot of guys, they're not even romantically attracted to women. They're just sexually attracted to women, but they're romantically attracted to their bros and their homies because that's who they're going to be spending all their time with. That's who they actually respect. And just the way that they're just so disgusting, they literally will bond over talking about a woman's body. Just go into explicit detail about their sexual stories. They'll literally have nudes on their phone of women they haven't talked to in months and years. And it's just so disgusting. So yeah, when I say I don't like men, I don't mean, oh, I'm not attracted to men. I mean, I genuinely, fundamentally just don't like them as people.
So Drew is getting engaged. And what does that prove to you, all you lovely ladies? Say it with me, say it with me. You can pick and choose yourself and still end up in a very fulfilling relationship. Let us not forget that Drew man paid for a year worth of her nails getting done. That means he never wanted our good sis nails to ever be looking messed up. That should say a lot about you. And the man you were telling you, oh, he girls natural and he don't like all them nails and thing. That we telling you. Then secretly DMing all them hot girls and them. Don't believe a man's words. Believe his actions. And that is where a lot of us go wrong. When you think you constantly have to prove yourself to a man in order to be worthy of love, you end up doing yourself a disservice and screwing yourself over. Because then you end up doing all of this and then he still do pick and choose you. You will end up with the shitty end of the stick. Not so? Drew played to win instead of playing not to lose. And I know I said this already and it triggered somebody deeply. So let me elaborate on what I mean by playing to win and playing not to lose. Playing not to lose is doing everything to ensure that the man picks you, that he sees your worth. That is what playing not to lose is. So you will end up doing a lot more in the relationship because you are constantly trying to prove to this man that you're worthy of being in a relationship with him, that you're worthy of being a wife, a fiance, a girlfriend, whatever it is you're trying to be, that you are worthy. But when you play to win, you know that you are worthy as you are. No matter what, you are worthy as you are. And a man who genuinely for you, wants you and desire you, darling, is going to know that you are worthy as you are. And not going to make you jump hurdles. You're not in the Olympics. What are you doing? When last you run? And when you play to win, you know your worth. So when a man come up short on less than you deserve, you know to step the F on. and you win in the end. Why? Because you don't end up tying yourself to a loser for 5 years to go and leave you and marry an next girl in 6 months. You know to walk away. You know not to stay longer than your past due. Let this be a lesson that self-respect does get you where you want to be, with a man who wants to be there with you.
Drew's engagement is yet another blow to the pick-me industrial complex because it just goes to show you that you do not have to earn or audition for a man's love. There are literally men out there that would drink your dirty bathwater when you are on day 4 of your period and it's a little barbecue saucy because he loves you that much. You do not have to audition. Like that jazzy girl, one of Cam Newton's many baby mamas, was like, I just love serving. I love to serve. I'm a server. I love serving my bonus baby. I love it. She's auditioning for a ring. And he's going to keep making her audition and is probably going to blow her off because in that interview, he was very clear that he's still looking. He has all of these women. One of them he had multiple children with. All these women that he has made mothers, but just decided that they weren't good enough to marry. And that's what's crazy to me because after you eventually earn these men's love that you're auditioning for so bad, they're going to keep making you earn it. They're going to keep making you prove yourself. When you can be in a happy, healthy, functioning relationship with someone that is going to accept you for you and not make you change like components of yourself that make you you. They're going to love you for all of your flaws. They're going to love you for all of your pluses, and they're going to support you for whatever endeavor you want to. So congratulations to Drew and all the women out there that refuse to audition for a man.
Have you ever noticed that the men that are happiest in their relationships and marriages are the men that really adore and pour into their women? They just love her so much. Like, I just saw this video of this couple and it was an anniversary celebration and he was just like, I'm so excited to see what she looks like. Now, granted, both of them looked a hot mess. Okay? Both of them looked a hot mess. But he was just so enamored with her and vice versa. And you can always see that. It doesn't matter if the couple's your preference, if the individual's your preference, love speaks for itself. And when a man adores a woman, I'm talking about just loves her down something bad, ain't shit you can say to him about her and vice versa. Men who are the happiest with their women adore their women. Because when you adore the right woman, not the woman that desires to manipulate you, to take advantage of you, to get you to trick on her and then for her to leave the experience without pouring anything back into it. I'm talking about a woman who's worth the investment. When you adore and invest in a woman who has that same intensity and affection for you, you will maximize your experience and get the best out of her. But that's the issue, is most men nowadays, they want to be the one to be adored without reciprocating that. They want the woman that's going to jump through the hoops and be dragged and all of these things before they decide to show up as the man of her dreams. And that's really not how it works. That's why you guys are just getting the same shit over and over again. I love men that adore women.